So I'm at Kinzua Dam. I just got back from Cherry Springs. I'm in Kinzua Dam. I was supposed to go to Ohio last night. I was planning on going to Observatory Park, and it ended up being cloudy everywhere. So I had to find somewhere where it wasn't cloudy. It was cloudy everywhere, so I had to find somewhere where it wasn't cloudy. Look how cloudy it is this morning, by the way. Okay, I'm at Cherry Springs right now. It's past midnight, I think. What time is it? All right, I'm at Cherry Springs right now. It is 12:48 a.m. and it's so clear. In fact, I think it is clear here right now as it was in Moab in June. Look how cloudy it was. It did get cloudy like this in Cherry Springs last night or this morning. It is so clear. Most people leave right before it gets really clear, and they certainly did. Like, there were so many cars here, and there was only a handful of cars. And this is going to be the clearest of the entire night between now and 3 a.m. In fact, I think it's going to be clear in an hour. It's so pretty, though. Look at that. That's really pretty. Watching a sunrise at Kinzua Dam. It's pretty nice. The closest star. You hear that bird? Shut up. You know, everyone's like, I want to see stars right there every day. Just don't stare at it. It was cloudy. It was supposed to be really clear last night. And then I was watching all week to see what the weather was going to be like for last night. And then it ended up being cloudy-ish is what everyone was calling for. And I was like, oh man, the clouds rolled in right before it was starting to get dark. And I was like, I got to find somewhere where there are not that many clouds. And the closest place was Cherry Springs. So I ran up to Cherry Springs as fast as I could, and I set up in the parking lot. I'm at Cherry Springs right now. I'm just setting up in the parking lot because it's easy. Look at the portable power right there. And I set up in the parking lot of the, like, domestic, the non-astronomer side. Okay, I'm at Cherry Springs right now in the parking lot. Let's see. I'm in the parking lot. There's my car. Let's see. There it is. And it just happens to be an amazingly clear night after a drive through the clouds. So I got it. I got what I need. So it was really fun driving there at night because I'm not used to driving there at night. And it's kind of adventurous because it's way out in the middle of nowhere. And when you finally get there, everybody's already there. So you have to try to not have too many bright lights. I got there at like 10:30, just before it was really starting to get good, but it was a little bit cloudy out. So the clouds didn't roll away till around 12:30-ish. And then they came back a little bit around 2 o'clock, and then they went away again. And in Cherry Springs, because you're up high, there must be, I don't know what it is, but every time the clouds part right in the center of the sky. And so you'll be watching the clouds and waiting for them to go this way or that way, and they always just kind of spread out. It does this really cool thing here at Cherry Springs where the clouds just kind of separate in the middle and spread out around the edges. And so you're sitting way up, and all of a sudden, like, this hole in the center of the clouds just kind of starts to grow until it takes up the entire sky. And it just kind of like parts right here. It's really neat. And the stars get revealed. It happens slowly, like gradually. You don't notice it until all of a sudden, bam, they're all gone. Where'd the clouds go? And people don't stick around long enough if they just waited all night like they were just obsessed. Then they probably, I guess that's just me and some other people, but I got the Wizard Nebula. It's the third night that I've ever shot the Wizard Nebula. And I posted it, and people thought it was cool, so I was like, I should have a better version of this. This looks like a little bit and I noticed I only had the hydrogen alpha and the O3 filter shots. I didn't have sulfur or anything else, any luminance. And I guess hydrogen alpha is sometimes a luminance, but I only had 2 filters for it. And I did the old hydrogen is red, and O3 you duplicate it as blue and green, or you can just make it like a cyan. But I usually like to use blue and green. And the telltale sign of that is the O3 rings around the stars will be really prominent, because they'll be green as well, and you shouldn't do that. I mean, it's kind of a shortcut, but using O3 filters for green is kind of not a good idea. Not for me anyway. So I needed to get the other filter shots, and so I tried to get them last night or the night before, and it was my place, there wasn't enough cover. My place, there was too much moisture, so I got some more last night. It was good. I guess I have to travel in order to get really good pictures like that. I can get some good pictures from my house, but it's nice to be able to go places and set up really fast, like I did in the parking lot last night at Cherry Springs. Now, I set up in the parking lot because I could just tear down right then. I wasn't satisfied with the Wizard Nebula that I got at my house, because the Sulfur 2 shots, they just weren't coming through. I don't know what it is about Sulfur 2, but there's not a lot of targets that are really just screaming out huge portions of data in the Sulfur 2. They just aren't really, there just isn't like a lot of data present for Sulfur 2 in a lot of the nebula that I shoot, except for the Veil. Holy crap. I bet you could get a Sulfur 2 shot through the clouds from the Veil. It was just bam,